Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I was able to get my knowledge panel. I actually asked this on the community section on YouTube, and quite a lot of people actually said that they wanted to learn a little bit more on how to get a knowledge panel. Now, a few things to bear in mind. There are two types of knowledge panels. There's like business profiles that you can also get as well, which is kind of like a GMB. And obviously you've got one that is for like your name, potentially if you've got tons of different offers on your website that are like writing articles and stuff. This is probably what you're going to want to focus on. Now, as for the actual business profile, this is really easy to actually get set up. All you literally need to do is just set up like a Google business profile. Like if I just search Google business profile, you can actually just get that set up. The other thing is like with a Google business profile, you're probably going to want to focus on getting like a lot of like reviews. Also focus on this section as well, like reviews from the web. See where like your website reviews are getting pulled in from, and try getting more of those reviews. Like for example, these guys, they've got reviewsolicitors.co.uk, and they've got 1,106 reviews on this actual website. So they're not actually just only focusing on Google Business Profile reviews, they're focusing on Facebook reviews as well. And then obviously having social profiles for your actual business, that can definitely help. And then having like a well-optimized about page as well. So this section here from Sterling Law, this typically gets pulled in from the actual about page of the website, right? So if this is something that you guys want to focus on doing for your actual business, maybe not just for an individual, set something like this up. It definitely helps with EEAT, making certain like you're filling out your about page. You're making certain that on the Google business profile side of stuff, you actually have like an appointments or a contact URL, making certain that you've got social profiles, so Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. But that's how that's set up, and it's very, very similar to like the person knowledge panel. Like it's also got like people also search for, and these are like different companies. And if we take a look here, as you can see, you've got people also search for, and these are different people in the actual YouTube space, right? Another thing to help when it comes to the actual for your business profile is focus on getting like 150 to 200 citations as a minimum. If you haven't already, like it's going to struggle to actually rank your business knowledge panel. But now let's actually take a look at the person knowledge panel, because I know that some of you guys, or a lot of you guys, are actually interested in this. And the knowledge panel for people is a lot harder to get than the one for businesses. This probably took me about 8 or 9 months to actually get it, and I'm going to go over like some of the things that I thought helped the most. You don't need to do all of this, but just by doing a few things on the list, it'll definitely help, right? So having a actual personal website that people can contact you, that can definitely help. If you guys do want a strategy call with myself, click on the work with me button and fill out the actual form, and I will get back to you. A little bit of a plug. But by having the actual personal website, it's kind of like having the about page on your actual business, right? Like it can actually pull in information about you. Like for example, this link here, this actually links to my website. It's also linking to my YouTube channel as well. So if I click on that, you'll see that it's loading up my YouTube. It's also loading up a podcast that I was on, right? And that's the other thing that I wanted to focus on, right? So step number 1, if you haven't already, go and get a website with your actual name. So like I've got carjadash.com. If you are, let's say, John Henry Smith, go and get johnhenrysmith.com or .co.uk and actually build a website out on that like just talking about like services that you do, or just a little bit of information about you. My website isn't anything special. It's just got like a few case studies. It's also got, I'm building out the blogs and stuff like that. But again, it's nothing crazy. Like, you would be able to replicate that in an afternoon. The next thing what we want to focus on is building our social profiles. And this is a little bit of a grind, I'm not going to lie. Twitter, I've got 6,600 followers. Instagram, I've got 940. YouTube, I've got 35,000 or 34,000 subscribers. And where's my LinkedIn? LinkedIn. LinkedIn isn't actually getting pulled in. But one thing that you can also do as well is actually being active on LinkedIn. That can definitely help with growing your social profile. Well, 1 second, I'll just pause this video and I'll find my LinkedIn as well. Turns out I was just being blind. It was literally right in front of me. But this is my LinkedIn. I believe I've got 5,000 followers. 4,600 followers on LinkedIn. Again, you would be able to do all of what I've said very, very quickly. And also, one thing that I would also want to point out is that it's not necessarily about your follower count. It's probably more so about how active you are, how active you're actually publishing on Twitter, how active you're publishing on YouTube. Like, for example, this latest post from Kajra Dash, right? This is actually pulling in my latest videos and also my latest posts on X or Twitter. As you can see, Twitter, YouTube, X, YouTube. It's also pulling in like shorts and stuff like that I'm publishing. But that can definitely help. So step number 1, go and get a website. Step number 2, go and get your actual social profiles and start publishing stuff. Like actively. It doesn't need to be every day. Like, obviously, I'm uploading YouTube videos every day. I have been for like 10 months now, I want to say. You don't need to be a freak like me. You can definitely be like a little bit slower paced, to say the least, right? The next thing that I would probably say is podcasts, right? So if we take a look here, Kajra Dash website recovery from Google Update, SEO website recovery guide by Kajra Dash, SEO stream. These are all podcasts that I actually appeared on. And again, it helps so much with like building like a brand, but also building trust as well, right? So like, for example, the SEO video show, right? This guy gets probably about a couple thousand views every single episode. I mean, it's not crazy amounts, it's not millions, but being able to actually show up on some of these and actually like cross-pollinate between audiences, like some of your audience might want to follow his audience and some of his audience might want to follow you back. Doing certain things like that can definitely help. And again, in some cases it can actually lead to links, or it could lead to more leads, or it could lead to more business, right? So what I would be doing if I was any of you guys is go and find them, like, let's say 15 different podcasts that you can appear on. And like this wasn't like an in-person podcast. Like if I actually click through to here, right? This is like an actual here it is. So this is like literally just like on webcam. It doesn't need to be in-person podcast. I mean, if you can do an in-person podcast, even better, but it doesn't need to be. As you can see, this is another one that I've recently done as well. I say recently, this was a year ago now. But again, this wasn't in person. And again, it got some decent views here. So all of these is actually helpful when it comes to building your name in the actual space. If I click on view all, you'll see that there are tons of podcasts. So like I've got one with SEO Video Show, Charles Flo, Alex Cooper, Delphi Eagle, Craig Campbell, Charles again, Sir Links a Lot, Alex Cooper again, or Delphi Eagle, Craig Campbell, Sackett YE, Mark Preston, the Affiliate School, Jaume, and James Dooley, I think. Yeah, so I've not been on tons of podcasts. To be honest, I thought I was on more. But yeah, like I've probably been on like 6 or 7. So even if you guys can get on like 6 or 7 podcasts, that's brilliant. Then getting mentioned on actually other reputable websites. So, for example, I spoke at Brighton SEO, and they've actually built a dedicated page, and it links to all my social profiles. So doing stuff like this can definitely help. And this was like, I didn't need to pay to speak at Brighton SEO. Like I just pitched, and they actually accepted me. So you guys can definitely do this. Now, again, if, say, for example, some of you guys are like a lawyer, let's say, right, what I would do in that case, right, is do law conferences London 2024, right? There'll be so many conferences, and you would actually be surprised as to how many would actually want like a speaker, right? So, for example, if we click through here, so we've got speakers. And this is typically like what I would have done like about a year ago. I'm not trying to actively do any more talks and stuff, but I would go check out conferences. I would see if they've got like a pitch page. This one doesn't. Let's see if we can go through some of these quick fire, right? In some cases, you can actually sponsor to speak. So that is something that you can go down. And you would be surprised as to how much you would actually get back from it, because in some cases you can actually sponsor and also get like the mailing list of all the attendees. So if you've got like a service or a product that you are trying to sell, like let's say for example, if I was trying to sell like law firm SEO, right, I might decide to actually sponsor these guys and also get the mailing list of all the attendees. There might be 200-300 attendees going. So you can do stuff like that. Let's see if key contacts, right? So these guys, they're running like a conference. I'm not entirely certain what type of conference, the London conference. So you could literally just email them or hit them up on LinkedIn and just like say, hey, I'm a lawyer, for example. Can I speak at your conference? So I would do certain stuff like that. There was like quite a few different conferences I spoke at. So speaking at conferences definitely help. Getting actually niche relevant or industry relevant backlinks, mentioning your name as well. This was one of the first things that we actually tested. I want to say this was like... I'm not going to say that I was the originator of it, but nobody else was speaking about it. Now everyone's speaking about it. But actually getting backlinks that are actually mentioning your name, because at the end of the day, that's all it is. Like Kajradash on Searcheroo, Kajradash on FatRank, Kajradash on EAT SEO. So getting all of these and obviously interlinking to your social profiles and what you're involved in, that can definitely help as well. And then... this is if you definitely 100% need it. I wouldn't say that this is like definitely recommended. Is actually getting some high tier links. So what I mean by high tier is like newspaper publications. So like for example, I've got The Sun talking about me, self-made millionaire, age 20, so on and so forth. It's just talking about me. This is very, very different to just digital PR, because this actually mentions my name in the actual page title. This article is fully talking about me. It's not just digital PR, so don't get that confused. If you guys do want anything, or if you've got any questions and stuff like that about the entire process, just message me or fill out the contact form, and I'll be happy to help you guys out if you guys are trying to replicate this. But I actually do have quite a lot of different news articles talking about me. So like The Sun's talking about me, Manchester Evening News is talking about me. We have got, I believe Forbes might also be talking about me as well. Let's see, Kajradash, Forbes. I believe Kajradash. Yeah, there we go. Kajradash. So Forbes does link to me as well. So that's always a benefit. But again, this is all literally just like building a brand. You could do this for your actual brand itself, or you could do it for your offers. A few other things as well, making certain that you've got like loads of images online and they're actually ranking. That definitely helps. And then also one last thing that I would also recommend doing is actually having like an About Casual Dash page. Now I believe ever since I've redesigned my website, I've actually deleted it. But what I'm actually going to plan on doing, literally the next couple of days, is actually building a page on Casual Dash about me. So I'm just going to title it like / about Kaz Dash, and it'll like link to all my social profiles. It'll have a little bit of information about me. And again, it just helps Google tie everything together. Like if people are asking certain questions about you, that definitely helps. Like for example, if we look at, James Dooley's not got one. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So, just like by having an About James Dooley, so he's actually got one on his page, right? So, like, actually structuring it like this can definitely help, because it just pulls in just a little bit more information about you. If Google's uncertain, or if, for example, there's two people of the same name, you need to be very, very specific when you're structuring your actual pages and stuff like that. So that's been my video on how to get a knowledge panel. A few other bits as well. I don't know if I've mentioned it in this video because it's the second time I'm actually recording this, but when you actually have a knowledge panel, it helps with like converting customers, or converting traffic into customers. Because what a lot of people will actually do is they'll either search, like for example, Sterling Law London, right, and they'll look at some of your reviews, or they might actually search your name and see like, does this guy actually know what he's talking about? And as soon as they see that I've got like a Twitter profile, I'm very active on YouTube, I've spoke at conferences, I've been on the Sun, Manchester Evening News, they're going to be a lot more easier to actually convert that traffic into actually paying customers, like whether it's for consultancy like what I'm doing, or whether it's for SEO agency stuff. So that's another thing as well. But yeah, definitely focus on actually building out a reputable name for your website, because again, a lot of people you'd be surprised to see how many people actually search the name. Like I believe right now, or as of last month, so I'm recording this on the 20th of October 2024, last month 250 people just searched my name just off of on Google, because people are obviously more inclined to know about me and stuff. So yeah, that's been my video on how to get a knowledge panel. You guys have kind of got a double. I've shown you guys how to get like one for your business and also one for your actual name as well. But if you guys have any questions about any part of the process, feel free to drop a comment down below, or head over to kazradash.com, fill in the contact form, and I will get back to you. And thanks for watching.